and welcome to this video that finds us in the wake of the full moon, which just happened in Pisces. I hope no one is offended that this video is coming the day after, but we also have on the 22nd, tomorrow, in the northern hemisphere, we have our autumnal equinox, which is equal parts night and day, another significant cosmic event. So I'll just dive right in. So for the Pisces moon, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, and it's all about diving into the unknown, like the mysterious part of life, the spiritual essence, kind of what's beyond the veil. It's like what's everything and nothing, and just like that kind of sense of the great beyond. So, you're kind of connecting with your intuition and what is beyond the visible world, things that might not be sensed using your five senses, but just like something that comes from a deeper knowing or a deeper connection with spirit and with existence here on Earth. So it's always nice to, tap into intuition and feel a connection with things that are, that are beyond what we just see and hear. So yes, and this moon is also happening, or it happened on the 28th degree of Pisces, which is very close to the end of that sign. So it signifies more of a completion. So maybe some insights and feelings, intuitive knowing that you've been having, things are kind of settling into place on that front, and they're starting to be really incorporated into your life. So yeah, I think that this is a time of really letting go of patterns and ways of being that no longer fit in with your life, and kind of, settling into perhaps newer ways of feeling that are seeming like they resonate with you more at this point. So with the equinox as well, as I mentioned, there's equal parts day and night. So, I feel like that is a good time to incorporate these things. We're getting ready to head into shorter days, longer nights. So I feel like this is inviting really sitting with these new feelings and intuitions, and letting them settle in as we prepare to enter winter time. And the equinox is heralding the arrival of Libra season, which is all about how we interact with others. So it's not only kind of like understanding and aligning with your intuition and kind of like deeper elements that are starting to resonate with you more, but also how you take those and share them with the world, or how you take them and interact with others and the world around you with this new information. So that's kind of like the cosmic background. And this time I pulled some cards before I did the reading. I'm hoping that it gives me like a little bit more of a cohesive message. I feel like sometimes I get a little tongue-tied when I'm pulling it, and then while I'm doing it live. So I have sometimes I don't really get across exactly what I want to say. So this pull was I'll just show you. It's extremely sword heavy. You can see here, of the 5 cards that I pulled, 4 of them are in the swords suit. So that indicates to me that we are lost in thought in a way. Swords are all about the intellect. And so basically I like to frame the reading as guidance for those of us who are Americans living in the second year of COVID, and seeing what information and what sort of guidance we can get at this time. So with all these swords, like I said, it's kind of like we're lost in thought, we're stuck in our heads, which makes sense because, we're still in our homes alone for the most part. So this gives a lot of time to just percolate on thoughts and kind of, just going around and around with them. So I will dive in to the message that I am feeling. So initially, I pulled out the Ace of Wands, which I'm going to take to be my consistent, like, this is inspired movement, passion, direction. This I am taking to be, yes, the role of those of us who are striving to live in a better world and have that as our goal and our driving force. So I feel like, that is an inspired and very worthy end game. So it's nice to know that we have the support as far as, fueling this passion and kind of getting things underway. All these swords, though, like I said, are thought related. So we're just going over the same things over and over again. This one, it indicates like disagreements and arguments and like protectiveness over our stance and our way of thinking and our intellect, or how we intellectualize things. So I think that makes sense. Like, this is a pretty fraught time and there is a lot of conflict and stress right now, and there's a need to feel kind of protective of the way that we think about things. I got the Page of Swords, which to me is a caution that we don't slip into like childish defensiveness of our stance and our arguments, and that we don't slip into like insecurity and like kind of weird, just like childishness about how we're presenting our thoughts and our arguments and those kinds of things. Because also I got the Ten of Swords, which indicates that a lot of these trains of thought or, just patterns of thinking are really just beaten to death. Like, it's like beating a dead horse. It's been done. We've thought about these things. We've like been percolating over them and stewing in them and like feeling just like, I guess like and it's indicating to me that these patterns and ways of thinking are just done, like there's no point in beating a dead horse. We've made the arguments, we've made our stance clear, and there's only so much you can do by going about that the same way that we have been before. So I got the Eight of Swords as well, which to me is indicating that we can rely more deeply on our intuition instead of like, childishly fighting for our ideals and our stances, like just intuiting and feeling different ways of going about our arguments or expressing ourselves, like expressing our stances, like just seeing what can take it from being like beating a dead horse to something new that might work better. This also fits in with that Pisces moon about like connecting to our intuition and like, going beyond what's been said and done. So I think this is all pretty interesting as far as ways to perhaps alter our thinking and the way that we express our thinking. I think that makes sense in this COVID climate too. Like, we've definitely been arguing and like we have been butting heads against people who disagree with us, and like, as I mentioned with the page, like it's important to not devolve into like childishness when it comes to, protecting our stance and forwarding our stance, promoting our message. So just, seeing what we can intuit into feeling is a better way to get our message across and have that message be better received. So yeah, I feel like that's an interesting message, and I feel like it definitely resonates with me. I know, like, I've been really in the thought spiral and like thought loop sometimes, and it's kind of, it's helpful to think about doing things in a different way so that you're not beating a dead horse, and so you're not just like rehashing the same thing and butting the same heads in the same way. So, on top of that, I will also pull out an oracle card, which again is just kind of like a little gentle nudge, perhaps since I'm looking at it in the context of a new way of expressing ourselves, a more effective way of doing so. Let's see if there's any helpful message about accomplishing that. So, let's see what we got in the light of this Pisces full moon, and with the fall equinox just around the corner. Okay. Let's see what we got. Reach for your dreams. Okay, I feel like this might be the same one that I got last time, which is like, I think it again aligns with those of us who are seeking to be part of creating a better world. So while we're sort of lost in thought and worldly turmoil and arguments and intellectual butting of heads, just to remember that the dream is there, and it's important to keep in mind that that's where we're heading, and so that's kind of like the end game. And I'm gonna see what else is here just in case it's something new. Oh, gratitude. Okay, wonderful. So yes, while we are in the midst of like, turning thoughts over in our heads over and over again, and like arguing and sometimes getting lost, caught in our heads, and kind of forgetting about everything else that's out there, it's always helpful to just take a moment to be grateful for the things that are going well, for the liberties that we do have, for the things that do allow us to, follow our own passions and our own dreams, like the previous card. And it's helpful because there is a lot to be grateful for. It was a really beautiful day today, and if there's something that can help get you out of a thought spiral that doesn't feel like it's serving you or anybody else, it's nice to just take a little break and think about the things that are serving you and the things that are here to help in your life and things that do make life pleasant. So, whether that's like a practice that you have of like prayer or ritual, or just like being thankful that the sun is shining, anything that sort of gets your train of thought moving in that direction will tend to pick up steam. So it's kind of nice to temper this sort of like harsh intellectual environment that the rest of these cards are pointing to, and just find a little bit of softness and joy. And that can help with keeping your eye on the prize and keeping that end goal and the dream alive. So, I think I will leave it at that. Also, I wanted to mention that I'm wearing this wonderful shirt, which comes from my friends at Hologram, which is a company that makes really spacey guitar pedals out of Knoxville, Tennessee. So, hello from Earth. And I think that I will leave it there. I hope that everyone is doing well, hanging in there, and finding little things to be grateful for on a daily basis, and pretty much like getting ready to buckle down for winter, but hopefully having some new Piscean insights that can help your life feel a little bit more complete maybe, or just a little bit smoother and give you a little bit of joy and satisfaction overall. So, yes, thank you for watching. If you've tuned in and made it this far, enjoy the equinox tomorrow. And yeah, I'll talk to you next time.